Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. ATR podcast. Back for another episode, man. Hey, we have a lot to talk about. Obviously, last week we talked Ryan Garcia, Mario Barrios. We have the official, outcome of the fight, the undercard that robbed us of a very good fight. We got to get into that. And a couple more returns, Chris. We talked about some comebacks last week. Seems like we have another one, but yeah, let's get into it.
Let's get it, Gio. One of the faces of boxing becomes a champion, a title holder, man. I got to ask you, um, I got to tell you, what was your impression of the event overall to start?
Oh, it wasn't bad. I didn't pay for it, so I don't have any complaints. We can start with the undercard, but overall, I think it wasn't bad. It was good. As I said, I feel like we got robbed of a very good fight, and we got to get into that. Obviously, I speak of Oscar Duarte and Richardson Hitchens. So yeah, I don't know what you want to begin, but the undercard was good. Let me pull it up for you guys here, so we can see what we had. But it was decent. Like I said, I didn't spend any money into this, so I don't have much of an opinion. I don't know what you thought about it.
Yeah, we'll get into it right now with the fight that fell through. I think that one falling through was maybe just a little thing that was taken out of us. But I think overall the event was great. Good competitive fights, good names still on the card, and again, very entertaining in my opinion. Main event, but yeah, man, let's get started. You want to start with Duarte versus Hitchinson? Let me ask you, when you found out that that fight was scrapped, canceled, whatever you want to call it, what came to mind?
Well, I kind of started watching the event a little late. I only watched live the last two fights, the Gary Anton Russell versus Andy Hiroka, and obviously Mario Vargas versus Ryan Garcia. I did my Googles. I was trying to find out who won between Duarte and Hitchens, and yeah, I started reading about what was going on, and I was confused, man. I was confused. I'm so glad that I didn't tune in early and find out, basically game time, because I would have been upset and frustrated. But yeah, I thought it was weird. I thought it was weird. I do want to shout out Bektamir Melikuziev, Bek the Bully. He won by TKO. The Frank Martin fight against Nahir Albright, a draw. All judges had it a draw, 95-95. Actually, when I turned it on, um, they were announcing that decision. And then, yeah, I was ready for that other fight, man, and it never came through. I did see Oscar Duarte react to it. He didn't have very kind words for Richardson Hitchens. He said this guy was scared. He doesn't have any balls, and he was very frustrated. Oscar Duarte, obviously, you go through the whole training camp, and then to find out that your opponent was out due to illness is what they're saying. Here it is. Here's the headline on the Ring magazine. Richardson Hitchens is out of his bout against Oscar Duarte on Saturday night due to illness. And I'll get into the details, but what was your reaction, Chris?
Uh, First of all, I was disappointed because obviously, as a fight fan, you want to see two good names like a Hitchinson and Duarte get it on and see who can separate themselves from contender and more in the upper echelons of boxing. So I was disappointed with that it fell through. I try to not be, what's the word? I try not to be too untrusting of, when somebody gets sick. I want to believe that they're sick and that's the reason. And so, yeah, again, I want to believe that Hitchinson, had to pull out. But I mean, Duarte said it best. He looked fine, previous day. The only thing that comes to mind is maybe, I don't know, Hitchens was having trouble with the weight or something went wrong where you all of a sudden just look sick. So again, obviously we can't really say much, but disappointed for sure nonetheless. This was co-main event, two big names, and we were robbed of a very, very competitive, in my opinion, fight.
Yeah, this was supposed to be a title fight actually at 140 pounds. The co-main. And then it says there Hitchens, who's 20-0 AKOs, fell ill after the weigh-in and was vomiting before withdrawing from the bout. I know Robert Garcia was frustrated as well. Obviously, all of Team Duarte was. And yeah, I mean, very, very disappointing. I don't know if we'll get this fight again, but yeah, this is tough. Let me see. Hitchens overcame a late surge from. I gained a lot of experience from that fight. Oh, he's talking about the previous, especially the way I rehydrated. He said Wednesday showed me that rehydrating the wrong way can almost cost you a fight. And I think that fight was way closer than it should have been. So, I mean, he was already talking about rehydrating before this illness. So, I don't know. Frustrating, man. It could have been a much better event with that fight. I was looking forward to it. I was rooting for the underdog Oscar Duarte in this one, so I was excited. Man, I feel like it was a great opportunity for me to get one of those upset wins this year. Didn't get it, man.
Yeah, no, again, Gio, I hope Hitchens is good and he's fine. And again, based on what you read, it seems like there was some problems rehydrating. Maybe he didn't do it the right way, and his body felt it. I hope he is able to, feel better and come back stronger. But man, again, he's got an opponent that's been preparing for 2+ months. I don't know if when this happens they don't get paid. I don't know if Hitchens has to, I don't know, pay something. I don't know. Most likely Duarte and Hitchens don't get paid, so that's the frustrating part because these guys only, I mean, obviously they work every day training, but they only get cash in once every 6 months. So it's gonna be a delayed pay for Duarte. I think he did everything right. Hopefully he's able to get compensated somehow, some way, maybe another fight in the next 2 months. But yeah, very, very disappointing. Again, would have loved to have seen this fight. Would have been, I want to say, 52 to 48% kind of competitive in my opinion. But hopefully Duarte gets a nice payday for his troubles.
Hitchens a duck, says Iceman. Shout out to Iceman. Hours before the fight. Yeah, that's what looks the worst, when you do it such on a last minute notice. It looks bad. Obviously, you want to give him the benefit of the doubt. If he was really sick, then he shouldn't fight. But yeah, it looked a little fishy, man. Looked a little fishy. But let's go ahead and move on. Gary Anton Russell, majority decision against Andy Hiroka. 116, 111, 116, 111, 117, 110. It was wide. I thought this was a competitive bout. I thought it was going to be closer, but on the scorecards at least. But it was a good fight, man. I like Hiroka. He made Gary Anton Russell work for it. As I said, I think the scorecards were a little too wide, but hey, Anton Russell gets another win, and yeah, I think he's a very good contender champion. Gary Anton Russell, dangerous fighter, 19 and won 17 KOs. He defeated Rayo in his last fight. He had that split loss versus Alberto Puello. Um, got some wins against some veterans there, but yeah, this guy Russell, yeah, I like him, man. I like him. I like Aroka too. I think this was a good fight here, which turned out to be the co-main at the end of the day.
I agree with you 100%, Gio. I thought Hiroka did give a much better account than what those judges' scorecards said at the end of that fight. Hiroka, we said it. We didn't know too much about him. We just knew that, undefeated guy coming into this fight. There was talks that he had visa problems getting in. A lot of the commentators were already saying, he's not going to look so good, especially on a quick, turnaround, jet lag, all of that mess. But yeah, he was very awkward, rangy, lengthy, gave Antoine Russell many problems. I am one of the few that felt that it was either a draw or it should have gone Hirioka's way. But yeah, again, we saw what Antoine Russell did to other fighters, and he completely outboxed many of those other fighters. You mentioned the fight with Valenzuela. That was a wash. The fight with Puello a little bit more competitive, but you could still see Russell's technique, his skill, and Hirioka made him, work for this one. Again, very awkward, tall, long, rangy fighter, and I think he should have gotten better scores on the judges' scorecard, Gio.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'm not mad at that take. I thought it might have been a draw at the end of the day. But yeah, the scorecards surprisingly were very wide. But talking about wide scorecards, Chris, let's go straight into the main event, man. Um, Ryan Garcia outboxing, outclassing, out everything against Mario Barrios. You know, we said it on last week's podcast. We thought Ryan would win by KO. Um, on my end, you know, I still stand by my take. Barrios a very, very limited boxer. Um, I think he's a decent fighter, man. He can take a punch. He can take some punishment. He's durable. But at the end of the day, it's just not enough, man, especially at the highest level. Um, I posed a question last week. Is this one of the weaker championship fights you'll ever see? Man, probably. If we get a Ryan Garcia, Rolly Romero too, might be a unification bout. Probably might be one of the weaker unification bouts we'll ever see. But you know, at the end of the day, I expected the fight to be a little more entertaining. I expected Barrios to fight back a little more. Um, he was knocked down in the first round, and after that, he didn't do much, man. He didn't do much, and Brian Garcia looked great. So, um, he did mention that he hurt his hand when they were interviewing his father, Henry Garcia, round like 8, 9, I believe. He mentioned that the right hand was a little hurt, so they weren't using it as much. And that second half of the fight kind of limited him. But yeah, he probably should have got a stoppage. But at the end of the day, easy win for Ryan Garcia. Um, one judge gave him every single round 120, 107, and then the other two judges had it 118, 109. I repeat, easy win for Ryan Garcia, who's now a champion, now holds a real belt.
Yeah, I was impressed with Ryan Gio, and I agree. I was disappointed with Mario Barrios. One of the things I said, look, coming into this fight was that Ryan Garcia is the more talented of the fighters, but he's the more unpredictable of both fighters. Something about Barrios that I said a lot is, and we said it in the podcast many times, not the most talented, limited in overall skills, but he works hard and he's disciplined, he's focused, and those kinds of fighters usually give the fighters with more talent some problems. So I expected to see that kind of a Mario Barrios, and even though he's limited, he showed that there's levels to this game. A focused Ryan Garcia coupled with his talents outshone Mario Barrios. And again, he made him look like a C- fighter, in my opinion. No disrespect to Mario Barrios, held on to that title for a good little while. But yeah, man, it was all Ryan Garcia. Again, the narrative was what kind of Ryan Garcia we're going to get come Saturday night. And you saw it. We got a very focused, disciplined, great jab, great use of that right hand. I don't think too many people expected that. We know Ryan Garcia for having a left hook for, just like his promoter, that patent left hook. And so, yeah, man, for him to use that right hand to drop Mario Barrios in the first round was quite impressive. What were your thoughts, Gio, in that opening round when King Rai dropped Barrios?
What Big Bro said about quoting Paulie, Barrios sucks. He has no defense, man. He's just not a good fighter. That's what I think. And I think if you think otherwise, I don't know, man. Te falta ver más box, maybe. Yeah, Barrios is not very good, man. With all due disrespect. But moving on to their purses, Ryan Garcia is expected to earn a total of over 10 million, they said. Last week we came on here, the information on the purse was a little limited, but now you see they're saying he's supposed to earn about 10 million with a base salary of about 5 to 8 million, bolstered by PPV shares. Mario Barrios is also projected to receive a significant payday in the $5 million to $8 million range. So, hey, man, I spoke about this last week. It's a win-win for both. Mario Barrios, yeah, you lose your belt. We knew it was going to happen, but hey, you get paid. You get another big name added to Gervonta Davis, Keith Thurman, Manny Pacquiao. Now you fight Ryan Garcia, you get a payday. Bell, hey, he was gonna lose it eventually. And on the other hand, Brian Garcia, you win your first belt with probably the easiest opponent out there for you. I think win-win for both.
At the end of the day, it's a business, Gio. And again, for all the hate that Mario Barrios gets, for all the criticism, hey, he's going home a millionaire, Gio. And again, that's man, love to be in that guy's shoes, Gio. You can call me everything you want. If I'm walking around with 3, 4, 5 million, bring it on, man. Come on, bring it, Polly. If I'm walking away with 3, 4 million, Gio, I'll take that. Come on now.
Yeah, I'd suck for 5 million too. No Diddy. I wouldn't have any shame, man. But yeah,
Oh,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, Gio, how impressed were you with Ryan Garcia's performance? Again, we know that there was criticisms coming into this fight. Overall, how impressed were you with what Ryan Garcia did?
Well, I was impressed that he was able to remain focused all 12 rounds. As Iceman says, hard to give Mario Barrios one round. I agree with that. I thought Ryan won every single round. Um, but yeah, Ryan stayed focused. I was surprised because he had his father as a trainer. He didn't even hire a trainer, so they did a good job there. You gotta give them their credit. And yeah, I mean, it's also hard to say because it's Mario Barrios on the other end. So I mean, I don't want to take credit away from Ryan, but yeah, you're fighting probably the worst welterweight champion in history. And I don't even feel like I'm exaggerating, honestly. Name any welterweight champion. I'll take Jeff Horn over Mario Barrios.
Man,
Name any welterweight champion in history. I'll take them over Mario Barrios.
I don't want to be too disrespectful, but it's hard to come up with any off the top of my head. So you got a point to an extent, but if I dig a little bit deeper, I'm pretty sure I can find somebody. But yeah, again, I gotta ask, was Garcia's performance better than what you expected, you, or was it right about?
It was better in the sense that he was able to go 12 rounds. He had a hurt right hand, the one that was working over and over and over again. Um, So yeah, to go 12 rounds, win every round was impressive. Again, we thought he was gonna get a KO, so in that sense, I don't even feel disappointed. I thought it was a very good performance. So I guess yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any criticisms of Ryan Garcia? Any moments where you're like, maybe you could work on this, maybe you could work on that?
Nah, man, it's Mario Barrios, man.
For me, Jim, my only criticism is I don't know why Ryan, when he is out of position, he shells up like I don't know what, man. Again, anybody that takes advantage of that, they're gonna put some hurt. But again, outside of that, I think he again he was fighting well behind his jab, good usage of the right hand. It felt like he didn't even need his left hand in this fight. I mean, probably only as a distractor, but again, just a very focused, locked in Ryan Garcia, and like we said, he's a title holder, world champ. He's already very marketable, and now he's a champion, and we know how that WBC works in this industry. I got to ask you, Gio, what fight makes sense for Ryan Garcia next?
Well, let's ask the fans, man, because I did post a poll up here on our channel. Let's reload it and see if anything changes. We had 157 votes. 22% went with Rolly Romero. Obviously, the rematch there, Rolly defeated Ryan Garcia fairly easily, I would say, when they fought Ryan. I don't know, man. Didn't throw many punches out there at Times Square. I don't know what was wrong that night, but 29% say Shakur Stevenson, who was there that night. And still 49%, the majority are saying Devin Haney. They want to see the Devin Haney fight. So I think all these names are good. I would like to see the Devin Haney one. I feel like would be the most entertaining. Rolly Romero probably the second place, and Shakur third place for me. But yeah, I think any of these options are pretty good ones there.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I think he would have to revisit Haney first, even though I think Haney is more skilled than Romero for some reason. For some reason, Rolly's style is more complicated than Devin Haney's for Ryan. So I think he should go after Haney first. Put another W on that. Again, I feel like it will be a tougher fight this time around than the first bout, but I think it's still doable for Ryan Garcia based on his style. After that, I think you go after Romero and you try to, exercise those ghosts. Again, I don't think Romero is a guy that has Ryan's number. I just think Ryan was off that night. Whatever distractions he had in around him at camp, they surfaced on that fight night. You said it best, no punches were thrown. It looked like Adrian Broner was in there. And yeah, finally, I think he should go for that Stevenson fight again. These are, I think, all these guys are guys that would fight each other no matter what. They're not hiding behind any promoter. They're not really hiding, trying to protect that. Oh, these guys, I commend them. I give them props for fighting one another. But I think Stevenson is the toughest of anybody in that 140 to 147, and at least for now, I think they're going to fight eventually, in my opinion. But I think he should steer clear until he gets that Haney and that Romero cleared up in his boxing deal.
And I don't know who NM is, man. Flat out.
Shout out to the Can Man. Shout out to the Can Man. Yeah, let's go to some comments real quick. Iceman says I kind of want to see Haney rematch, but the Haney's got too much BS with them. He says Iceman is a little worried right now, a little concerned that he's number one. He says he's about to get timed out again. He has a crown. He's holding the crown right now. Iceman, shout out to Iceman. And yeah, man, shout out to the Can Man. I know you're watching.
And I don't know who NM is, man.
Crazy, Gio, because we had this conversation maybe a year and a half ago. You see the poster behind me. It's the Haneys, it's the Shakurs, it's the Ryan Garcias. He's hidden behind that soccer poster behind me, but it says lightweight. And Gio, we talked about this about a year and a half ago, 2 years. I said it. These guys are going to graduate and they're going to become stars once they hit their man weight, which is the welterweight division. And look at it now, Gio. Devin Haney, a title holder. Rolly Romero surprised all of us with that title win over Ryan. Now Ryan is a title holder, so very interesting time for the welterweight division. Good names. I feel like the weaker names out there got taken out right now with Barrios losing that belt to Ryan Garcia. But man, lots of fights for there to be made at WWGO.
100%. All right, what else we got?
Yeah, man. Again, Gio, I am not mad at you for not paying for this fight. Those pay-per-views are expensive, man. Again, I'm gonna be looking at the calendar the next 3-4 weeks, and I'm gonna see if I keep my zone. I'm trying to be cost effective, stay in my budget. But yeah, man. Again, hopefully some good fights to be made. I did like the production value outside that Duarte Hitchens fight. Man, it was a pretty good night of boxing.
All right. What else we got? Anything else on Ryan Garcia? He improves to 25-2. He's 27 years old. 20 KOs. He couldn't add a 21st one, but a good win nonetheless. You see that resume now. We talked about that Rolly fight last May 2025 was when he lost. That 2024 420. Good day, man. Good day. 420, 2024 Devin Haney fight. That's the one that got turned into a no contest. 2023, that Oscar Duarte win, bouncing back from that Gervonta Davis loss. Ryan Garcia. So he's getting some names on there, man. He's getting some names on there. And of course, we mentioned Mario Barrios' names. 3 L's now. He's 30 years old. But man, he's taking beatings. He had 2 back-to-back draws. Man, this is telling you, worst welterweight champion ever. He got elevated and then had 2 draws. He had 2 draws. He couldn't even get a win. And then he loses to Ryan. Got that win against Ugas. Don't get me started on Ugas. Had a couple losses there. Gervonta Davis, Keith Thurman. He's fought some big names, Mario Barrios, but I don't know if we'll ever say his name again on this pod, Chris.
Yeah, I don't know, Gio. Again, Gio, if I'm putting on my manager's hat right now, we talked about this being one of the weaker welterweight divisions in recent memory. If I put on my manager's hat, man, I try to get Ryan as many belts I try to unify as much as possible. Get that Haney belt, get that Rollies belt, and man, why not try to go undisputed at welterweight because it's never going to be this easy. I'll tell you that. The welterweight division is not known for being this weak. So if you're a Ryan Garcia manager, listen up, unify, make this guy a superstar. You know, again, he's already very marketable. If there's any time to do it, it's now. So yeah, before you face Shakur Stevenson, try to maximize as much as possible. Right now, that welterweight division is for the taking.
All right, let's see. We got a question here. Let me look it up real quick. Is Mario Barrios worse than Randall Bailey? The name sounds familiar. Let me Google Randall Bailey. I don't think I remember off the top who that is. But yes, the answer to me would be yes, without even knowing.
To me, I feel like Randall Bailey gives me
Oh, I remember him.
vibes of the guy that Terrence Crawford beat to become undisputed at 140. Like again, I think he's a title holder. I don't think he's like a full-fledged champion. But yeah, I don't want to speak too much of Randall Bailey. I've heard the name, but not full out. So yeah.
BoxRec did him dirty. They didn't even give him a picture. Look at that. That's crazy.
Oh,
They gave him a stick figure picture.
that's cold.
He lost to Jeff Horn in his very last fight. He lost to Devin Alexander. He defeated Mike Jones. Who? Mike Jones. It's crazy. Yeah, I'll take this guy over Mario Barrios. I don't care. I don't care what you say.
Yeah, I don't want to be too disrespectful to Barrios. He won a title, man. You gotta respect him for at least being able to capture a title. But it was one of the weakest divisions, and yeah, again, I expected more against Ryan Garcia, but I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Randall Bailey. I'm gonna go YouTube him. Said who? All right. Hey, let's get into some action that's going on this Saturday, man. And Manuel Navarrete is back in action. 39-2. 31 years old, Navarrete. You see that KO ratio there, 32 KOs and 39 victories. He's going up against Eduardo Nunez. This fight is going down on the 28th. Is that a Saturday? Yeah, that's a Saturday. Nunez, decent record, 29-1, 27 KOs, 28 years old, out of Los Mochis, Sinaloa. If you're out there in Sinaloa, man, be careful. Careful out there. But yeah, Nunez, you see there most of his fights in Mexico. Not very known. I think he has one in the US here at Dignity Hill Sports Park 2024. So not very known, but this looks like might be an all-out Mexican war. Navarrete, who's coming off the Charlie Suarez no contest. What happened in this one? I forgot. Was it a cut? Technical decision to Navarrete cut. Yeah. Yeah, this was the controversial one. I think it was supposed to be a punch. A punch. It was changed to technical decision due to Navarrete cut caused by an accidental headbutt. Changed to a no contest. Before that, he had that KO win against Oscar Valdez. 2024, that defeat against Dennis Berenchik. And his other loss came to... What was his other loss to? What am I missing? Oh, it was early on in his career against Daniel Argueta. I always like looking at these guys as box rec. Some of these guys upset some of the big names, obviously, like early in their careers. He was 4-0 at this time. Let's see how he's doing now. That was 2012. 13-4. He ended his career at. Man, look at that. 3 losses in a row. Daniel Argueta. Anyway, Manuel Navarrete. That's going down this Saturday. That's going down in Glendale, Arizona. Emiliano Vargas, fresh off the Super Bowl, is going to be on that undercard as well. So we'll see. The Zone, interesting top rank card on the Zone.
And I like Navarrete, but man, the zone's trying to He's always trying to keep me on that monthly plan, but man, I don't know, Gio. Again, I love now but I think I'm gonna try to find a way to see it somewhere else. Again, shout out to Emiliano Vargas to be seen by 130 million plus people. Yeah, man, shout out to him. And yeah, man, for appearing in that Super Bowl alongside Bad Bunny, man. Shout out to him.
Warrington, Iceman says Warrington was dirty and looked juiced up big time. Yeah, man, there was a point where I was big on Warrington, man. He kind of lost it. He kind of lost it. A lot of headbutts there toward in some of the recent fights. But yeah, that's going down Saturday. Another fight that was announced, I guess, was this one here. Manny Pacquiao. We were talking about it last week. His exhibition with Ruslan Provodnikov. But this headline says Mayweather wanted exhibition. I wanted a real fight, says Manny Pacquiao. They announced this recently. I thought it was a joke at first. I was making sure it wasn't April 1st yet. But yeah, to kick off the promotional tour, Pacquiao joined ESPN's Sports Center to talk about the sequel following their blockbuster bout from 11 years ago, which Mayweather won. Pacquiao said, "It just happened that I'm still active in boxing." And then he came out of retirement. So he decided to do it again. This is it. I'm so excited for the fight, says Manny Pacquiao, who fought recently, obviously, against Mario Barrios. Man, to think that this fight could have actually been for a title, Chris, that would have been insane. Floyd Mayweather, 49 years old. Manny Pacquiao now 47 years old. It looks like it's going to be a real fight, they're saying. Mayweather was supposed to have an exhibition versus Tyson April 25th in Congo. And of course, the one we spoke about last week was the Pacquiao versus Ruslan Provodnikov exhibition April 18th in Las Vegas.
Yeah, Joe, when I heard this announcement, I was like, what? Again, I'm one of those people that I'm not shocked by exhibitions. I'm not shocked by people, you know, coming out of retirement to get a money back, and that's exactly what this is. I feel a little bit divided. A part of me wants to see it. A part of me wants to. I mean, I'm definitely going to tune in no matter what. These two are legends, Gio. But man, I'm hoping we get flashes of their younger selves, at least in spurts. Even though it's an exhibition, hopefully it breaks out into a mini fight. We know how good Mayweather is skill wise. Hopefully he's able to fight back pretty boy Floyd and get some action going. But yeah, man, again, like you said, Gio, this is a fight that was or is degrees separated from an actual title fight. Obviously, Manny Pacquiao well past his prime, fighting a limited Barrios through him, and so he was maybe a one round away from holding the actual title. And we know Mayweather would have jumped on that title opportunity in a flash. So again, I don't know, Gio. I want to see how in shape these two come. I would not be shocked, Gio, and I know this is a little out of the ballpark, but I would not be surprised if the winner of this fight motivates themselves and challenges Ryan Garcia for that WBC scrap, man. Even at that age, man, I wouldn't be surprised.
All right, this fight is supposed to happen on Netflix Saturday, September 19th. They're saying, look at that fight poster and everything. Netflix picking up another fight. It's supposed to be going down at the Sphere in Las Vegas, the first ever professional boxing bout. Insane.
What are your thoughts, Gio? I'm surprised. Or what are your thoughts on when this dropped?
I don't know. I don't know if I want to watch two grandpas fight.
Yeah, again, obviously the first fight was way past, its sell date. Very, I don't want to say boring, but very underwhelming. Hopefully, we get some sort of action again. Even if Julio Cesar Chavez, even at what 50 when he did his exhibition, that was entertaining. Hopefully, we get something like that, man. Again, they're both getting a bag, of course. It's all for show, but man, hopefully, at the end of the day, they're fighters. hopefully we get something close to what we kind of expected the first go around.
Big Bro's saying them Floyd going broke allegations are never going away, he says. What do you guys think in the chat? Aircraft stealing that number one, man. Come on, Iceman. He has no idea what's about to happen, huh? Lackluster, says Iceman.
Wasn't Floyd suing, was it PBC or somebody for allegedly there was money in the tens to hundreds of millions being stolen? So yeah, again, maybe Mayweather needs another bigger bag just to kind of even things out. But yeah, again, this is a money bag, money grab, whatever you want to call it. But man, hopefully something sparks and then we see an actual fight break out. Because yeah, we're owed something, Gio. Something's got to give.
Yeah. Well, that's all I got, man. That's all I got, I think, for this week. Once again, Ryan Garcia defeats Mario Barrios. Easy fight, man. Easy fight. We'll see what's next for him. The people on our channel want to see him fight Devin Haney again. 49% of the voters there. Let's see if we got any other few votes here. Got a couple more, up to 50% now, Devin Haney. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. But yeah, next week, we don't have much going on. Navarrete fighting this weekend, and then waiting for obviously some of the bigger fights in March. Jayapataya's fighting March 8th. Barboza's fighting March 14th. This guy right here who has a name of a sponsor, and that's very, very interesting. Knockout CP Fresh Mart. Every time I see that name, I get a laugh out of it. What else? Carlos Adames, Austin Williams. Oh, they're actually, that fight was also postponed. Now they're running it. I like that. Fundora Keith Thurman, March 28. Jose Zetama fighting the same day. Yeah, not bad, man. March is looking decent.
Yeah, like you said, Joe, March is looking good. We might take next week off. We'll see. We might take a knee, Joe. I think we're allowed to take a knee, and when we come back round 4, round 5, a little bit stronger. But yeah, again, shout out to Ryan Garcia. I said it time and time again. There's certain fighters that we kind of hope that they win because of entertainment value, because of what it will do for the sport. I think this week, the Ryan Garcia win sets up an entertainer to reinvigorate the sport of boxing. So can't wait to see what the next couple months come. Again, I think Ryan is on the right path to put himself in fight of the year if he can get 2 more wins in 2026. But I mean, first job is done. World champion, title holder. We'll see what happens next to King Ryan.
Yeah, and hopefully he can stay focused, man. Hopefully he can stay focused and continue on this path because, hey, he's an entertaining fighter, I would say, in and out of the ring. He brings a lot of eyes to boxing. I saw there was a bunch of like streamers and stuff at the fight, streaming backstage or whatever. So, hey, not bad, new audience and all that. So, yeah, I think that's all we got for this week. If you're new to the channel, please sub, hit that like button. It's the easiest and most free way to support the channel. And yeah, shout out to all you guys in the chat. Aircraft, man, winning number 1. I don't know if I recognize the name from previous podcasts, but hey, congrats. Big Bro over there plotting how to take that number 1. Shout out to Big Bro. Shout out to Iceman. Shout out to all you guys keeping that live chat lit. Shout out to all you guys who are going to watch the replay, man. Appreciate you guys. Chris, any last messages? 10 seconds.
Yeah, no, again, just shout out to everybody for dropping their comments. Like he said, the aircraft takes the gold, Iceman gets silver, and Big Bro going away with the bronze, man. No shame in that. You're still on the podium.
Bro, I don't even know what I have next to my name. What is that? Like, y'all didn't even give me a spot. Like, y'all just gave me a blue thing. That's weird. Anyway.
That is a participation trophy, Gio. Come on now. Wait up.
Last week I got like number 2 or something. Now I just get a little shape right there next to my name. But anyway, whatever. We'll be back soon. Thank you guys, mates. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Vámonos.
God no. And I don't know who NM is, man. Flat out.
Let's go, AB.
The Can Man.
Seventh comeback. Let's go.
Let's go.
Hola amigos, soy Juan Francisco AtR. Quiero mandar un saludo para mis amigos de Contra las Cuerdas. Échenle muchas ganas. Un abrazo, muchas bendiciones.
Shout out to Against the Ropes. You know what mine is? Let's box, bitches. It's almost fight night.
Shout out to Against the Ropes. Thank you for the support. Keep doing your thing. You're doing a great job. So thank you and best wishes.
Huge shout out to Against the Ropes.
Shout out to Against the Ropes. Thank you guys for the interview and hope to see you guys soon.
Against the Ropes, always doing the right thing.
Shout out to Against the Ropes, man. I appreciate you guys for having me, taking the time out y'all day.
Against the Ropes, #1.
Freddie Roach.
Thank you very much.